I think there are three reasons why this initiative is special. And I want to use three S's.
Okay.
S number one, size. The number of countries covered, but more importantly, the means available to do good through this One Belt, One Road. It's the largest program ever launched to help develop other economies after the Second World War's Marshall Plan. Second S, South. It's coming from a southern partner. It's not coming from the traditional northern partners in development cooperation. It's coming from the south. That's China.
Meaning a developing country.
A developing country.
Yes.
Three is the scope. It's hard infrastructure, it's soft infrastructure, and you said it, it's small and medium enterprises, it's entrepreneurship, it's quality laboratories. And three, and this is the most important ingredient, also is about people to people. It's culture, it's education, it's putting the economy at the service of the individual.
Very interesting, three S's, so size, south, and scope. How does that translate into the kind of cooperation, specific cooperation, the ITC can launch with this initiative? I understand you signed an agreement with China's Ministry of Commerce just yesterday. What this agreement is about?
Well, this agreement is about basically taking our cooperation to the next level. It's about stepping up our cooperation. Why? Because the needs out there are very big, and we have to make sure we respond to those needs. You see, 30 years ago, the ITC was working in China for China. 30 years later, ITC works with China for other countries. Why is this? One, because China has demonstrated through its own experience how important trade and investment, which is central to this One Belt, One Road, has been to its own development. China has seen its economy multiply, its people lifted out of poverty through infrastructure, hard, soft, and through a focus on people. And this is what China wants to do now, working with ITC. And ITC has a good track record, a proven track record in producing results on the ground. We helped 30 years ago Chinese exporters of flowers, Chinese exporters of rice, Chinese exporters of textiles. And it's only fair that 30 years later, ITC and China work together to help other countries follow that same path.
And possibly also to help small and medium-sized traders to expand their trade. I know you wrote an article before the forum, and the title is "With the Belt and Road, the world's economic center of gravity returns to Asia." And you said in the article, SMEs are central to ensuring that the gains from trade are broadly shared across society, including by women and youth. And competitive and internationally integrated SMEs can confer inclusive growth across the new Silk Road. What has to be done to help SMEs become competitive and internationally integrated?
Well, we have to help them connect. We know that when SMEs participate in international trade, they become more competitive. And we also know that only the most competitive survive in international trade. So competitiveness through exposure to international competition is a bit what we are trying to do through this One Belt, One Road initiative. Now, more than 90% of businesses in any country are small and medium enterprises. Their biggest problem is that connecting to international markets is too costly. It's too expensive. There are too many barriers. Some are hard infrastructure, but some are policies, structures, institutions in the country that are not good enough, and quality of the goods and services that the SMEs can offer that are not up to international markets. So if we work on these two, hard and soft infrastructure, we will, by default, be helping connect the small and medium enterprises to markets. And let's not forget what that means. That means jobs. Jobs for the youth, jobs for the women that are disproportionately disconnected from international markets.
And that's connectivity is exactly the key word of this Belt and Road initiative. If we have business, small and medium-sized enterprises watching us, what can they do already at this particular moment? I mean, the project sounds, the initiative sounds so big with, you know, huge infrastructure, high-speed railways and all of that. What can small businesses already start doing?
first is get ready. They need to get ready to participate in this new world where connectivity will be easier. They need to plan ahead, because competitiveness is not built in one day or in 1 week or in 1 year. It's a constant thrive. The second thing I would say is get more engaged with technology. Technology is driving globalization today. They need to embrace technology. Technology, whether in the form of electronic commerce, it's 13% of international trade today and growing.
Yes.
Whether it is to improve your productivity, embrace technology. Mm-hmm. And 3, change your mindset. Don't think that crossing borders is only for the big guys. Don't think that going international is only for the brave. Do that. You can also do that. Change your mindset.
What about the role of women? And I know you're a very outspoken supporter of women's role and what they can do to change society. How can this initiative empower women, and what can women take out of this initiative around the world?
Well, the first thing is that we know today women are more disconnected from international markets than men. Women entrepreneurs, only 2 out of 5 are connected to international markets. So if we lower the barrier to participating in international market, we will be already helping women be part of the economy. And that is good. Women being part of the economy is good for the economy. It grows better, stronger, faster. It's good for business. Business become more productive, but it's good for societies. When women earn an income, they reduce poverty faster, because the way in which they spend their money goes mostly to her family, to their families and their communities. Mm-hmm. So invest in connecting women to international trade. It will give a return to your economy.
Let's not forget, this initiative is not just about building roads. Basically, it's all around cooperation, right? We have education, let's not forget. We have healthcare, and all of these will help empower women and girls to participate in business and the social life. We don't really have much time, but I really want to hear how you respond to some of the concerns about this initiative. There are all kinds of suspicion and skepticism, but some people, for instance, are worried that the Belt and Road is a one-way traffic. For instance, we have these trains linking China with Europe, and some people are saying you have 5 trains a week. They would bring a lot of goods to Europe, but only with 1 train full of freight coming back to China. What is is that a one-way traffic we're talking about?
Well, I would just simply refer to the words I heard from the mouth of President Xi yesterday in the forum. He was very clear that the One Belt, One Road is not a one-way street, that it's about mutual exchanges. It's two-way, it's multiple-way, by the way, but I will also go to the very basics of this initiative, which is that it will take a little bit of time. So I think we have to trust what we have heard from China. I heard the president say he wants to have an annual import fair. He gave target figures for how much China wants to import every year from third countries. I would take this at face value, and I would, if China doesn't deliver, I would come back and take China to stake on these words. But first, let's trust the word we heard from the president.
Sure, and I think China announced it to the world. It's not going to eat its own words so easily. Last thing, some people are also saying that the Belt and Road Initiative is causing loss of jobs in a lot of countries, especially in developed countries. When China exports its excessive but high quality capacity, it's causing a lot of local jobs to be lost. What's your reaction on that?
But again, I think we have to give a bit of a space for the initiative to work. For now, what we know is that in the 2 places where this initiative is being rolled out, which is in the corridor that will connect China to Pakistan, to the Indian Ocean, and in the other initiative between Russia, Mongolia, and China, there is a lot of excitement. There is a lot of companies that are getting already ready to trade. So let's give it a bit of time. I think let's get our companies and our workers ready to participate in these new markets. Let's invest in education, in skills, in vocational training, so that at the end of the construction of the infrastructure, we also have the human infrastructure ready to go.